You are looking at a 6-iron Ben Hogan Apex Redline. These were manufactured from 88 to 89. So when I was thinking about this series of vintage clubs, I was thinking about the 80s. And if you're looking at vintage 80s golf equipment, this came to mind as one of the most beautiful clubs through the 80s. Now, as we know historically, Ben Hogan really put pressure on all manufacturers to increase quality levels. The Hogan irons, the Sabres, that came out in the late 50s, were stunning and amazing. And it seemed like all the other manufacturers like Wilson and Spalding were just trying to play catch up at that point, trying to match the quality of the irons. So obviously by the 80s, 88 and 89, when they made these, they really were on their game with quality. Having a look at some of the details here, you can see this is a bore-through pinned shaft. They just don't do this anymore. They trust modern epoxies so much. They're just like, we don't need to mechanically attach our shaft. Serial number on the ferrule right here. Lovely ferrule. Obviously, battle-worn. It's a used club, so there's going to be the usual scuffs and dings. I could get some acetone and polish this out, but why? I like the look. Same with all the patina, also known as damage, from other clubs beating around the bag, wear on it. It's just a lovely used forged club. These are available. You can actually get sets of these at the making of this video, not outrageously priced. Definitely a contender for my first vintage set I want to build. So let's take this out onto the mat and see how it feels. We're hitting the Ben Hogan Redline. I'm very excited to hit this club. If it feels as good as it looks, we are in for a treat. The grip is a Cordy. Has plenty of life left in it, so I have no excuses. This is my practice facility. It's in my garage. No air conditioning on a hot summer day here in Georgia. Little mat. I use canvas as my net. It just seems to work better. There's like 2 layers there. On the back there's a little bit of extra fabric just to add some weight. So, don't know what else to tell you about my little practice facility here. Nothing special. Going to take a few shots here at my Titleist Pro V1 I found on the course. These things make great range balls, so that's what I practice with. See how we do here. That one was thin, the little cutty. It would have probably done fine on the course. No complaints about that. It was just me. If you ever want to feel good about your game, just watch this video. All right, let's see. It gave me feedback. It gives me good feedback. You can tell that that's a thin bullet ball right there. That was a much better strike. Might have been a little bit towards the heel, but felt good. Let's hit one more here. Man, I'm liking this club. This is as good as any blade I've ever hit. There we have it. Let's move back into the studio. Okay, this actually feels very light. It feels very lightweight. It feels like it has a pretty light swing weight. Now, I don't have my swing weight scale out. It's somewhere around here, buried in all of our moving boxes. I'll find it one of these days and I'll put this on the scale and we'll see what the swing weight is. But it feels pretty light. It doesn't feel overly heavy. And when you connect, this feels as good as any. I like the feedback that I get as well from the club. So overall, this is a very promising start to our if all vintage clubs feel this good and look this good used, this won't be difficult at all, will it? I can just, grab any set and do fine. There's a grip right half Cordy grip right here that I've been hitting. Obviously I would replace this with probably a modern Golf Pride Cordy grip. So Ben Hogan Redline Apex 1988 through 89. Let me know what you think of this vintage iron set. Thank you so much for watching. I am the Vintage Golfer.